Okay, well, in the 1980s, when I started looking at where the personal computers came from, I found a fellow by the name of Bob Taylor, who was at the Xerox Palo Alto Research Center, the legendary place where pretty much everything we use today was invented. The personal computer, the Ethernet, and the laser printer came out of his group. He had been a young administrator at ARPA. I think he was 26 years old at that point. And when ARPA got boring because they were supposed to start doing defense stuff for real instead of playing with personal computers, Xerox recruited him to create this new information research center in Palo Alto. So he recruited a lot of people whose names you may be familiar with if you're a geek, like
Alan Kay, for sure.
Alan Kay, Bob Metcalf, a lot of others.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that he recruited them and he sort of was the buffer between Xerox management and them resulted in that extraordinary creativity that we saw coming out of Xerox PARC in the 1970s. And so last night we visited J.P. Rangaswamy and his crew at British Telecom, and I just got the notion that we're seeing something similar in the sense that JP is a people collector and also an extraordinary manager that's in a fairly stodgy place like a telecom company, enabling people to do some pretty extraordinary things. So if we see the real wireless web that hasn't happened because telecom operators have been preventing it, I predict that BT is going to have something to do with that, and because of JP.
You know, the part of the story I liked last night from the CEO was that in this environment there are 200 companies competing, whereas in our environment in the U.S. there are far fewer carriers.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know whether that actually is better, but
oh yeah, sure. Because I mean,
you think there's a real effect.
Well, what are your choices for broadband in your neighborhood? Mine is Comcast, and Comcast.
Absolutely, I have SBC DSL, but that's not really broadband. Yeah.
So, you know, if you believe in capitalism, you're supposed to believe in competition,
Right.
and competition drives prices
Right.
down. It's better for consumers. There was the Telecommunications Deregulation Act of 1996, which was supposed to increase competition and drive prices down. Do we see more competition in telecommunication in the USA? And have cable customers, have your prices gone down? So
Mine go up $2 about every 6 months.
So the political fix has been in for a long time there. So I'm very interested not only in that aspect of it, but the fact that BT sponsors open wireless. Do you see any U.S. operators sponsoring rather than killing open wireless? And he's got a lot of open source people. So open is, I think, important if you want to see something like the internet as a platform for innovation.